Today we got a good one for you guys. We're going to be talking about Cornelius. A lot of people skip over this one because it's in the middle of two fine towns, right? You got Huntersville, Davison, right, which is kind of right next door, but then you got Mooresville way up top. Kevin, why do you think out of all of the towns up there, you go to Huntersville, they kind of skip over Cornelius and Davison, but then build up in Mooresville? I'm trying to understand why Cornelius doesn't have the same amenities that the two towns just outside of it have. Why do you think they did that to Cornelius and Davison like that?
So this is my theory of why this happened. So you have Huntersville in the south, or south of Cornelius, right? But it also has closer proximity to Charlotte, so it makes sense to build this up first because people commute to the city, right? The suburbs, so it makes sense. Then you have Davidson, but Davidson has the college. So obviously, if you have a college, you want to support that, and you're going to build around that as well. Mooresville is its own little further away a little bit up north, so it's kind of separated, but also has a lot of lake access as well. So it makes sense that they will build there as well because of the lake, and it's a little further. And Cornelius, the best thing that Cornelius has to offer is having lake access. So it makes sense that they will build these other ones first.
Do you feel that it's a genuine lake experience though? Like, do you feel like you get the same experience as if you lived in Mooresville closer up north? Or do you feel like it's like that kind of compromise in the middle? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you live. If you buy one of those really nice houses on the lake, then you are getting that lake experience, but you're also going to pay for that big time. I mean, the nice thing about Cornelius, it also has like a bunch of like some condos and stuff that are right on the water. So you get kind of water view with not having to spend $1 million plus on a house. But honestly, if you want to go to Lake Norman, probably Huntersville or Mooresville. In Charlotte, probably Huntersville closer because they also have the beach. I'm trying to remember what the park is called. That has like the little beach access.
I know exactly. Was it Jedden Park? No, was it Jedden?
I think that may be. It literally escaped me, right? But that's in Huntersville.
Yeah, it might have been Jedden Park, something like that. Yeah, I know exactly. I know where you're talking about though. I do know who you're talking about. Now, the nice part about those condos too, Kev, is that the average is only $494, right? Median is around $397. You can also get a townhome average around that same price, about $438, median $425. And when you guys thinking about condos, these are not the same type of condos that's in the inner city of Charlotte, right? These are good sized condos. It's not a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 300 square feet type of condo. I mean, you get around, especially for a townhome, you're getting around 1,700 square feet for that 425,000. So that's pretty decent, right? You're not getting that same type of living. I know where y'all mind went because mine went to it as well. So with those, but if you guys are thinking about single family on the water over there, you are going to pay that hefty price that Kevin said, around 1.1 million, right? You can find some under $1 million, sub $1 million for sure. What it's going to look like, the world may never know. But it's probably going to need a little bit. You're probably going to need a little bit of work to those. Now, going back to location, where, 20, 25, 30 minutes from uptown, you got close proximity to Davidson, Huntersville, shopping, all that good stuff, right? We have congestion, as we talked about a million times. Is it a convenient access, or do you feel like you just stuck and you have to drive to one of those two?
I think you're going to commute a good amount to Huntersville to go shopping. Mm-hmm. I think so.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can find obviously some stores and stuff in Cornelius as well, but Cornelius is not that big. So Huntersville is probably going to be your next best thing to commute to.
So that's the thing too, man. What about a job? Like, I don't see big employers
I mean,
in
that's pretty much
Cornelius.
it. You're going to commute to Charlotte, or if you find somewhere to work in Huntersville, or maybe even probably Charlotte or Huntersville is going to be, yeah. But then here's the thing though. Your commute into Charlotte, especially during rush hour times, is not going to be a lot of fun because 77 going into Charlotte and back, no fun. Really congested, always busy. Yes, you have the fast lane, and we talked about it before, but it has a variable rate. So you better open up your wallet because there will take it to use that lane. So
That's true. I told you a story. I knew someone who spent $66 one way. Crazy, 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 crazy. Um, Now there is a spot in Cornelius. It's called Antiquity. Antiquity is gonna give you that eat, sleep, play environment. It's kind of like well, it is downtown Cornelius. That's one of the only that I can think of around that area that really has that type of walkability. I mean, legit in that plaza, there's a Harris Teeter right there. You got the downtown kind of walk. You got a couple other things, but you have that kind of circumference in that area right there. So if you guys are thinking like, hey, is there anywhere down there I really want to be closer to water? I can't afford that Lake Norman Mooresville price. Antiquity is going to give you that option if you guys work in Cornelius for whatever company or something like that, that you guys land that job there. Now, when it comes to condos, let's talk about it, Kev, because I think we kind of grace past that a little bit. You guys have Kings Point, Vineyard Point, Admiral's Cove, right? Do you think it's like, do you think it's congested along that kind of strip, especially when you talk about 50 condos to a building or community? Do you feel like it's too congested, or do you feel like those condos themselves, communities, offer a lot that you really don't feel it?
I think it's still gonna give you that condo type environment and feel, just that you have easy access to the water or water views, right? So if that's what you favor or if that's what you're into and you want to have water views at a lower price point, then yeah, by all means do it. And it's easy maintenance, right? You pay your HOA, but they're gonna take care of all the exterior maintenance for the most part. I mean, every HOA is a little bit different. For the most part, they take care of the exterior. So, but other than that, it is a condo. It doesn't matter how you turn it. It's just a condo with water views.
Do you
So,
feel like you get that community vibe though? Because at most times you get towns, you get a community vibe. Cornelius, you're not feeling like you're gonna get that.
so when we were there and checked them out and kind of walked around, it was a cool location with a little dock off of it, but it gave me a community vibe feel. It just gives me a place for you to go to sleep and then head back out. Like, it might be a nice place and a good location, but it does not give me a community feel. I didn't get that. I don't know about you, but
Um, I can see a lot of those condos being second homes or vacation hangouts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even when we see, the jet skis and all that stuff, I don't know. I can't say it. Personally, I don't know if I'm living in Cornelius year round. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's a me thing. It's a me thing.
I get it. If I live in Charlotte, I wouldn't live in Cornelius at all. Nothing bad against Cornelius. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would live somewhere closer to the city or where I work or whatever it might be. And then if I want to go to the water, I just go on the weekend and just go up there.
True. True.
That's my personal opinion. But everybody is a little bit different.
This is a side note. You know how the Airbnbs down there? Because North Carolina vacation rentals are a whole different beast, right? Do you know if it's like a slew of Airbnbs down there or not too much?
In Cornelius,
Yeah.
ooh, I can see it, but so if we talk about condos, then I do know that a lot of HOAs have been cranking down on short-term rentals, which are they start restricting them more and more. So I don't know if those particular ones done that, but if they didn't, then yeah, man, absolutely, there's going to be some Airbnbs for sure.
Right, right. Because you don't want to live next to a vacation rental, man. Like that's that's a lot of noise right there. That's a lot of noise. That's a lot of noise. So let's pivot a little bit. We talked about shopping. We talked about um, the amenities, the kind of proximity to a lot of different things. And Cornelius is not a big area, so we won't spend a lot of time there. But it does share a really good high school with Davison, which is William Amos. Big high school, 2,200 students. I mean, that's a really good high school. Does sharing the high school with Davison provide kind of some quality education with this, or do you feel that if you move into that area as a family, you could probably get downplayed a little bit, especially how expensive Davison is. So do you feel like they will kind of downplay that your address just from a kid's perspective, or you really can't answer that?
I mean, it's hard to answer, but I think if you get to go to the same school, you still have the same quality of education. So that play is there. So that's a great benefit of being in that area, that you are going to be able to get into a really good school, for the education of your kids. It doesn't matter if you're in Davidson or if you're in Cornelius. It doesn't matter. Davidson, you're going to pay even more to be there. Davidson's pretty expensive.
Yes, for sure. How about future purposes, right? Do you feel that Cornelius will start to get that big buildup, or do you feel like it kind of maxed out?
I don't think it's maxed out. I just don't know if they're going to invest it there or if they're going to go somewhere else. Obviously, again, I think we say it in pretty much every video, Charlotte is just such a growing city that developments can happen all over the place. Right? It just depends on if a developer finds a good parcel of land to develop, and if that happens to be in Cornelius, I think that would develop. I think people will move there, just because it is still in close proximity to Charlotte. We made a video, about Waxhaw. We talked about them. That's even further away, and people are moving there, and they had crazy growth. So I think if you give people the opportunity to be there, because you are close to Huntersville, so pretty much if you don't work in Charlotte, you don't ever have to go into the city if you don't want to, because you could literally find anything in Huntersville. Yeah. So, I think, yeah, I think that Cornelius is going to keep expanding, and once the opportunities arise for people to keep building there, which they will.
As an avatar.
That's a good skill.
Yeah. As an avatar, here's who I would make up to be in Cornelius if they were trying to move there tomorrow. Not that you already established there. Don't kill me in the comments. I would say a young couple or a single person who really wants that water, who wants kind of that break, or downsizers, I would say. You're ready to start. I would even say downsizers more than a young couple, because eventually you're going to start that family. If you're downsizers, it's like, hey, we got a boat, maybe got a couple jet skis for the kids. We just need something 1,500 square feet, and we want to look at the water all day. I think that would be the perfect person for Cornelius. You want to live on that water, you want that kind of high life of the water, but you don't have a million. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can, little maintenance, little things to do. You still got a really nice place to live, and it's safe too. It's not like Cornelius got a whole bunch of crime and stuff like that going on down there.
Yeah,
like, it's a pretty chill area.
Yeah.
So would you agree with that, or would you have another avatar in mind for Cornelius?
No, I would agree with that. The only avatar I would maybe add, that's solely taken into perspective Cornelius growing and more housing, and especially when they build more housing away from the water, because that's going to be more affordable, that families or people starting families will consider as well, just because of the point that you made with the schools and the access of the school that you have, right? Schools are so important to parents, right? Because they want their kids to have good education. So I think that is going to be a draw in for them, when the opportunity arises.
Just a quick overview. You guys got William Amos there. Great high school. Very highly recommended on all social media, and when it comes to averages, when it comes to U.S. news, I mean, they have a very high report. It's not crazy diverse in Cornelius, but you got about an 80-20 split, give or take, right? So that is something that you guys do want to consider for sure. When it comes to crime, like I said, you guys, it's super safe up there. You really have no issues. You got the lakeside aesthetics. You got the lakeside living. Some critiques, you don't have a lot of amenities that you don't have to travel to. So you it's not walkable, like I said, outside of that Antiquity downtown area. So it is something that you guys do want to consider for that. If you guys want to put some visuals to this, make sure you guys go check out the Cornelius vlog. It's short, it's sweet, straight to the point. Me and Kevin walking around, getting some different areas and scopes of the entire Cornelius area. Now, before we get out of here, as always, Kevin, any of your famous last words?
Yes, thanks again. This video is for you. We enjoy it, and what we also enjoy is actually getting your butt to the Charlotte area. So if that is you, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to be part of the journey. Until next time.